Okay everyone, and welcome back to another weekly episode of Sawyer-san's Magic Ride, where this handsome, scruffy looking nerf herder brings you the latest news from the Magic Ride. Okay, jokes aside, I have decided to keep my beard. I'm going to continue growing it at least until I get back to America, possibly longer, we'll see. But I continue to get compliments from it, even from my manager, who is quite a fan of it. Everyone says it suits me rather well. It makes me look a little bit thinner in the face, so it's going to stay around for a while. That being said, this week not a whole lot went on. Of course, all of you saw or most of you should have at least seen my video from last week featuring pictures I took on Saturday night at the Yaizu Shrine Festival. That was lots of fun. Thank you to Vittorio for taking me out there. And then I took pictures also on Monday night and a lot of video too of the fireworks show over at the Yaizu port, so that was a lot of fun as well. And then finally the picture series that sadly I forgot to take pictures the second day of the camp, but I took quite a few pictures of the first day at the camp in Gotemba. So that was a really fun video to make actually. None of this mug gabbing at you. Just a lot of representative pictures of what I was doing that week. That was a lot of fun. As for what happened this last week, nothing, pretty much. Thursday, before I uploaded the video, actually, I went to the city office here in Yaizu, and I canceled my health insurance, my pension, and I got a form to cancel my number national identity card. I still need to have it in order to transfer money back to America. So once I make my last transfer, my last bank transfer back to my American account, I'm going to take that form back to the city office, and they're going to cancel my card, punch a hole in it, and make it invalid. Aside from that, it was kind of a rude awakening to come back to work on Friday. I really didn't want to come back. I had so much fun on vacation. I wish every week in Japan had been like that last week. It was so much fun. And definitely my favorite part was the summer camp. It was just loads of fun. I made friends with all the 5th and 6th grade boys and taught them about, all the different states in America, about some American history. Because I have a phone charm on my phone case, a little 9mm bullet, they were asking me about that. Oh, how does this work? Is it dangerous? I got to explain, no, there's no primer, so it's dead. But and I also got to explain in broken Japanese how rifles and handguns and shotguns work. That was a lot of fun. And of course, I also got to help with their summer homework. So in Japan, Japanese school system, they give out homework during every vacation because even while you're on break, you should be studying, right? So I think it's a little bit unfair. Anyway, I got to help out with a little bit of their math homework. The other homework they were doing was Japanese, and I am useless at that. So I did help a little bit with math. It was interesting to explain mathematical concepts in your second language. I guess I could say Japanese is my second language. Yeah. So it was a ton of fun. This week, nothing special happened again. So we're back to more of the same, but more of the same is only going to be 2 more weeks. 2 more episodes of Sawyer-san's Magic Ride until I am back in America. That's crazy, right? I did the math today, and there are 2 weeks, 2 days until my last day of work, and 2 weeks and 4 days until my flight. So I am getting very, very excited. I'm going to be happy to see everyone once again, see all my friends, see all my family, and then hopefully get a vehicle figured out. That's probably the last thing I need to do, and it's kind of difficult because finances are tight this month because I had to spend money on a plane ticket. I had to spend money, well, I have to spend money coming up to get to the airport. It's going to cost like $100 for a one-way train ticket to the airport. So I've got a ton of expenses coming up, and then I also have to find a car that I can buy. So be praying for that. Let me know if you guys have any leads on probably something less than $1,200, around $1,200. That'd be ideal. Anywho, enough of this handsome mug gabbing at you. Let's go into questions, comments, and snide remarks from 2 weeks ago. Let's go to Facebook. Now, of course, I've already checked, and there's nothing on YouTube, so we're not going to even bother with that. We're just going to kind of divide this into from 2 weeks ago and from last week's video. So, starting off with 2 weeks ago. Mom leaves 3 comments, and I'm going to read all as one. The program is on YouTube as well and easier to get. I just put in Andrew Klavan, episode 357. For those of you who don't understand, I was featured in Andrew Klavan's mailbag, where listeners to his program can send in their questions and he answers them as best as he can. And I got a rather interesting question answered. I again advise you to check it out if you haven't already. So there's that. Also, I like the scruffy beard. Not a fond lover of the full one like you used to have, but a trimmed scruff I think is very attractive. Looking forward to seeing some video or pics on Facebook of your next adventure. I really like seeing Japan. I'm glad you like seeing Japan. I do too, but I'm ready to be home. Are you and the Japanese nervous about what is happening with North Korea lately? It seems to be escalating here in the news, and with their leader being so unpredictable, I was wondering if it has been in the news there as well. I mean, Japan is so close. I'm sure it has been in the news. I haven't been watching any of the news here, none of the Japanese TV stations, because I wouldn't understand most of it. But also, I do have a general feeling for at least how my students are feeling, and no one's truly worried about it. I don't think the media is blowing it to the proportions that they are in America, or at least they did. From what I understand, mostly from listening to the Daily Wire podcasts, most of the hysteria has blown over with, obviously, what happened in Charlottesville, and this kind of continuing debate between the alt-right Nazi scum and the liberal communist terrible people. And then Mona Higgins replies to Mom's comment, I was wondering the same thing. So, I answered both your questions, 2 for 1. And now, looking at the comments from last week's video, Mom says, this was one of my favorite vids. I got to see my boy and all the people he's working with. What fun. And I definitely had a lot of fun making the video as well. I always like making videos where I used music. I didn't put quite as much care into this one, timing the music to, or timing the transitions between clips to the beat. However, I did like all the content, and the music was a nice supplement. Aunt Julie comments, that was a fun video with a real glimpse of what you are seeing and doing. Well, thank you very much. Cousin Russ Sig says, love it too. Although, did you finally ask what they were celebrating? I never did ask what they were celebrating. However, standing near me and my Italian friend, watching this whole procession go through, was a group of Slovenian tourists who were there to visit their friend who had just gotten married to a Japanese woman. And they were speaking English, or at least mostly in English. So I could kind of pick up on what was being celebrated here. Apparently it's some Japanese pagan mumbo-jumbo about purifying the way so the gods can come into the shrine, and it's just, I have no interest in it. So, Aunt Roberta comments, interesting how fireworks translates to all cultures. Everyone loves a good fireworks show. What were the kids making at camp? Looked like fun. Look forward to your next talking video to see how you felt about it all. Love you, Sawyer. Well, thank you. Love you too, Aunt Bert. So, what were the kids making at camp? They were making little boxes. So, the process was pretty interesting. From what I gathered, they were taking little cartons of milk that they cut in half, sanding the outside, and they were going to put some clay on the outside, or some color clay around the outside. And the purpose of this is they were going to make boxes in order to hold their, what they call mikotoba cards. Mikotoba just means daily word. In fact, I have a couple examples to show you. By the way, they were fascinated by my American Bible with such tiny letters and red letters. In Japanese Bibles, generally, or at least the copies that I've seen, they don't have red letters for the words that Jesus spoke. So they were very interested to see that, and my Bible also has golden gilded pages. So some of them hadn't seen anything like that before. They were quite interested. Anyway, here are, I got a couple of these sample, or not, I guess not sample, but kind of souvenir Mikotoba cards, daily word cards. As you can see, it is a card with a picture on it and a Bible verse up here in Japanese. This one says, 私は道であり、真理であり、命である。私を通らなければ、誰も父のもとに行くことができない。That's John 14:16. It means, I am the way, the truth, and the life, of course. Nobody gets to the Father except through me. Some of you may know that, anyway. And they get one of these cards every week. This one's about the wedding at Cana, John 2:7. There it is in frame. They get one of these cards every week, and they are taught, that's what their sermon is about. So they have a chance to look at the card, they look at the verse, they look at the picture, and they kind of relate it all to the sermon that they're hearing that week. And some of them have a huge stack of cards that thick that they've received from every Sunday school. And at the camp we were making boxes or little holders to keep the cards in. It was really, really fun. And okay, I think that does it for this week's questions, comments, and Snide Remarks. As I mentioned before, there was nothing on YouTube, so we're not even going to go there. Thank you all so much for watching all these 50 weeks that I've been in Japan. Tune in next week for more awesome content with subpar production values. I'll see you then. Bye.